Gravity is one of the things ever present on Earth that we might have been ignoring for life, if not taken for granted. And there are two things constant about gravity on Earth. The fact that it's always there and the fact that it never changes. Imagine one day when the planet's gravity suddenly turns off. There'd surely be chaos since we depend on gravity to hold so many things down such as cars, people, furniture, pencils and papers, and even your phones or laptops. Everything will surely be floating by everything. We also mean the atmosphere and the water in the oceans, lakes, and rivers. But before we even think of Armageddon, let us pause and stop. That fright for this video only features 15 places on Earth where gravity does not seem to work. It's not that there is no gravity in some places of the Earth or whatsoever, but these places would certainly doubt your knowledge about physics. From golden stones clinging off the cliff to unexplainable weightlessness in some areas of the Earth. You may wonder about the natural occurrence happening there and ask, how on earth is it possible? This is Top 15 Places on Earth Where Gravity Does Not Seem to Work, Part 1. Join us in this video and be dumbfounded too! Number 15. The Hoover Dam. We'll start off with a wonder dam. Hoover Dam, formerly known as Boulder Dam, is the highest concrete arc dam in the United States, located in the Black Canyon of the Colorado River. It is one of the largest artificial lakes in the world. Noted for being a concrete arc gravity dam, it creates a vacuum that many tourists try to pour the water off the side and witness how the water ends up spraying back up towards them. While this leaves them in utter amazement, this phenomenon is caused by the shape of the dam and the wind. The shape of the dam propels the wind upwards, creating an updraft. It then catches that poured out water, pushing it upwards towards the sky. While you might want to experiment on this, keep in mind that the wind can push the water because it is light. Anything heavier than water will just forfeit the illusion. Number 14. Upside Down Waterfall. Talking about water splashing upwards, we have this upside down waterfall. Located on the outer cliffs of Oahu, Hawaii, Waipuhia Falls is a stunning sight as it turns into an upside-down fall with powerful northeasterly trade winds, which is natural, albeit rare. Waipuhia Falls aren't falls as they are called. They don't actually fall anywhere, but the water spray high into the sky, giving the illusion of an upside-down waterfall. Rather than defying gravity as their name suggests, these upside-down waterfalls happen, as seen by the naked eye, when strong gusts of wind blow against the waterfall's flow, thus forcing the stream of water to spray upward or blow backward. While this is a great place to hike, it is said that this upside-down waterfall is very rare to see in real life, and actually requires a specific time and point of location. If it recently rained and the elements are just right, there are two ways to view them. Driving down the Pali Highway eastbound, the falls will be on the right-hand side, or an intermediate hike into the valley. Basically, it only appears during rainy seasons. The reason for this abnormality has more to do with the 100-foot cliff. We may have said a while ago that as the water falls to the sea below, strong winds push the water back upwards. The water then sprays towards the lands above, essentially making the falls appear as if they're traveling backward. The hidden cave in the middle of the cliff makes the fall more enigmatic. Number 13. Mount Ararat in Armenia. Done with the splashes of water, let us now have Mount Ararat in Armenia. Mount Ararat is the highest mountain in Armenia. Ararat is a circular shield-like mountain composed of both lavas and tufas. Britannica describes it as a volcanic cone of recent geologic age that lies atop far older rocks. Knowing Ararat based on its written literature, one may just think of it as a regular mountain. But Mount Ararat is also surrounded by mystery. It seems that this mountain defies everything we know about physics. When you travel past Lake Carey on the slopes of the mountain, you will notice that it seems Mount Ararat lacks gravity. You get the illusion that water flows from bottom to top. Your car seems to roll up the mountain. While this remains as an unsolved mystery for many scientists, some attributes this phenomenon to the fact that you might get the illusion that the hill slopes upward, but it is in fact going downward. Being an extinct volcano, people suggest that this may be the reason why bizarre events happen. But the fact is that the horizon line cannot be seen between the rises and falls of the terrains of mountains. This gives the misinterpretation of level ground, when in fact, it is just one of the sloping terrains of the mountains. Number 12. Santa Cruz's mystery spot. While Santa Cruz, California is known for its moderate climate, natural environment, coastlines, and redwood forests. What most people do not know about is its mystery spot of gravity. The mystery spot is a gravitational anomaly located in the redwood forests outside of Santa Cruz, California. It is a circular area of effect of around 150 feet or 46 meters in diameter. This mystery spot leaves visitors stunned as they tend to question their perceptions of the laws of physics and gravity. Here's why. This spot is believed to defy gravity due to its slightly tilted nature. Since this has been open for tourists since 1940, Gravity Hill has been a destination like no other, as this warps the tourist perception of height and orientation of objects. Buildings appear slanted. Water seems to run upwards. Balls roll uphill. People can even lean forward at a 45-degree angle without falling flat on their faces. While these phenomena haunted the minds of visitors for years, they can only theorize about the plausible explanation. Some speculate that cones of metal were secretly brought here and buried in our Earth as guidance system for spacecraft. Some even believe that the whole vicinity is the spacecraft itself, buried deep within the ground. Other theories try to be scientific nonetheless, as they believe it to be carbon dioxide that permeates from the Earth, a hole in the ozone layer, a magma vortex, the highest dielectric biocosmic radiation known anywhere in the world, and radiesthesia. As the name suggests, the cause remains a mystery on the hill. Number 11. The Oregon Vortex. Oregon Vortex is a roadside attraction located in Gold Hill, Oregon. It is the earliest documented mystery spot or gravitational hill in the United States, a place where bubble levels, tape measures, yardsticks, and bolts roll uphill. Opened to visitors in 1930, this area defies gravity vortex, creating the illusion of the phenomenon, and also has a bone-chilling backstory. Believed to be the ancient Native Americans' forbidden land, Oregon Vortex is prone to paranormal events for centuries. The paranormal effect creates a 165-foot magnet radius, which is said to be the cause of the bending light, altering of masses, and gravity defiance. While no one has yet been able to explain the mystery behind this illusion, a combination of paranormal activity and the lack of gravity is pretty much an acceptable explanation for this mystery. Don't you agree? Number 10. Magnetic Hill in Canada. Located in New Brunswick, Canada, Magnetic Hill seems to defy gravity as rivers run uphill and cars drift backward as if pulled by a mysterious magnetic force. The spot was believed to have become a tourist attraction since the early 1930s, this being supported by the folklore in the area. Talking of folklore, local legends credit this phenomenon to some sort of extraordinary force. Some people believe that this magnetic hill lies at the magnetic vortices where the laws of gravity cease to apply. Others, however, believe that the hill is capped with large deposits of lodestone, natural magnets which draw steel cards to their summits. In their paranormal beliefs, people even believe that the hill's anti-gravitational properties are caused by the works of ghosts or spirits. All these remain legends as far as people try to explain the phenomena, but the reality is the magnetic hill phenomenon is an optical illusion. Roads on which the uphill rollings take place are actually sloped downhill. Often they are lined with trees and other objects oriented at unusual angles, which obscure the horizon and give the driver the false impression that the road has a positive incline. Put simply, appearances are contrary to reality. Number 9. The Mysterious Road in South Korea. This mysterious road in Jeju, South Korea will leave you speechless. Well, that is after you visit an optical illusion in the form of a mysterious road that defies gravity. South Korea's Gravity Hill has its road on a slight downward incline, but it appears to be a slope uphill. A rather unusual sight. Usually, cars passing this road seem to move uphill by themselves, and water seems to flow upwards, but all these are just illusions since the surrounding land and layout are flat, despite the road's downhill inclination. Although tourists could not believe their eyes and could not make sense of the illusion, people still flock to this tourist spot to witness the mystery. Number 8. Golden Rock in Myanmar. Mount Kiario, famous for the huge golden rock perched at its summit, is one of the 3 most sacred religious sites in Myanmar. For centuries, the golden rock has been defying the laws of gravity by delicately balancing on the edge of the 1,100-meter high mountain. Golden Rock is a 611-ton giant which measures 5 meters high and with a circumference of 50 feet. It has a section provided for the pilgrims to walk onto and stick some gold lead onto the rock. This This sacred rock sits within a world-renowned Buddhist pilgrimage site that houses a small pagoda which is built on top of the granite boulder. Aside from being a pilgrimage site, these attractions become a beauty each time the sun reflects off their surfaces and creates a golden gleam. The golden rock is precariously perched up high on the side of a mountain and is believed to be held by a strand of the Buddha's hair. At first glance, the golden rock appears to be floating in the air or on the verge of rolling down the cliff. In fact, the rock hangs off the cliff by at least half of its sitting. Believers regard just a glimpse of this beauty as a blessing enough, and so they lay gifts and food as offering to their gods. While this golden beauty is worth more than an astonishing look, one would fear that it might actually slip off the cliff. May Buddha's hair keep that from falling. While there is no chaos in these gravity-defying places, surely it is our minds that are dumbfounded and confused, especially those visitors who had their first-hand experience of those unexplainable losses of gravity. While your mind may now be in its confused state and may be puzzled about the role of physics in these phenomena, we hope you join us in the second part of this list. See you in our next video, Top 15 Places on Earth Where Gravity Not Seem to Work, Part 2. If you like this video, please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.